Welcome to Sheer Pod Attack, a Queen song by song podcast.
Today's song is My Fairy King.
Welcome to the show. I'm Stephen Nicholson.
And I'm Paul Nicholson.
We're brothers from Edinburgh, Scotland, and our favourite band is Queen. Thanks for joining us as we take a weekly look at the band's music by picking a song to critique in chronological order of release. Today we're talking about Flying Royalty, My Fairy King. My Fairy King. So Paul, before we hear some facts about the song, let's rate it. Is My Fairy King top, middle, or lower tier Queen for you?
I would say middle.
Yep, I'm with you. Mid-tier for me as well. And here's a question for all of you out there in podcast land. What notable lyrical reference appears in the song? Is it the mythical land of Rye, a tribute to J.R.R. Tolkien, or Freddie Mercury's birth name? Answer at the end of the show.
I lost my shoe.
Okay, time for the facts. Nothing but the facts.
So My Fairy King is the fifth track on the 24 version of the band's debut album, Queen 1, and it was produced by Roy Thomas Baker, John Anthony and the band. And it was written by the band's frontman, Freddie. The band only performed the song live at the BBC sessions. The BBC version was initially the opening track on Ling's Live at the Beeb, and it was also the opening track on 2016's Queen Live on Air. It's featured on several issues of Queen, the bonus disc of the 2011 remaster and 2024's Queen 1.
We've always decided ourselves what we wanted to put out as singles and that sort of thing. We used to get involved with the artwork. We used to have not really much outside influence when we were recording. You know, we were never ever, even in the early days, we were never moulded by some sort of record company or management company. I mean, the image that the band had in the early days came from inside the group. So artistically, we sort of had our own direction, and we were self-contained there. And then it was just really the sort of the management business side, really. And at the time, we'd been together for about 5 or 6 years, so we'd had a fair experience of the business with the two different managers, but we'd been with EMI all the time. We thought we'd take the step and try and manage ourselves, really.
Okay, so when did you first hear the song, Paul?
Probably the rest of the album, to be honest. It's probably the same answer every week, but I remember, like I say, getting the album and it was on that old Fame label. It was like cheaper. Just remember listening to it, and I think almost it was predicting what was to come on Queen 2. It's probably the most Queen 2 song on the album, I would say. Sort of harmonies and stuff like that. So for me, yeah, it's good.
No, I might disagree with you there. I think we may, and again, your memory when it comes to these kind of things is better than mine. We might have heard it first on the Magic Years video cassettes.
Yeah, it was on that,
that. Yeah, maybe before buying Queen the album. So I think we may have heard it on that first.
No, we heard it on... I think we heard Queen about first album 85, 86, and the Magic Years was the end of 87, although it was in it, and it's memorable, that bit, but no, I think we'd heard that version first.
So what do you think of the song anyway? So you're saying it's obviously maybe, which I agree with you, it kind of leans more towards the song type and sound that they would explore more on the following album, Queen 2. But yeah, what do you think of the song itself?
Yeah, I think it's good. I like the piano. It's a bit like what would become a football fight, I suppose, like 8 years later on a flash recorder. But it's just good, and I love the harmonies and Roger Taylor's high vocals coming in, which would be a feature in Queen. And this was like almost like the precursor to that. Yeah, it's sort of quite innocent, naive almost, but that's kind of what I like about it as well. It's the first album, so yeah, it's a good song. How about you?
Yeah, very good song for me. I think when you look at it's kind of fantasy lyrics about dragons, rivers of wine and supernatural rulers, it does lean towards that kind of stuff on Queen 2. Obviously it deals with Rye, which is a fantasy world Freddie Mercury created with his younger sister, and features another Queen songs, most notably Seven Seas of Rye. And I think the same goes for the music. It's definitely complex. It's got multiple different sections, like something like March of the Black Queen from Queen 2. And you said you like the piano on it. Yeah, me too. I think it's nice to hear Freddie's piano come to the fore. And I think it really helps sell what would become Queen's signature sound. And I think you were talking about Roger's harmonies on it. They're great. Yeah, the layered harmonies on the song are really, really great. So we like the song. What are your favourite parts of it?
Probably, I suppose, just like what we said about the piano and just hearing the high notes from Roger. And also just hearing what would become like a Queen trademark, I suppose.
Yeah, I think Roger's falsetto during the intro is absolutely awesome. And I think when things go back to just Freddie and his piano after 2 minutes, is beautiful, you know, where it's got someone has drained the colour from my wings, which then ultimately takes us back to the full band kicking in, which is absolutely glorious. And there are multiple versions of the song out there, not least on the 2024 Queen 1 Collector's Edition, which I've been avidly listening to and studying over the last 4 or 5 weeks. So for you, what's the best version out of all those ones that are currently available?
It's hard because like Head and Heart are different. Because I think Queen, it's hard, but obviously the 2024 version stereo remix, it's more punchier. Like most of the songs, the drums are heavier, sounds a bit more professional. So you'd have to, I would say, I know it's been on the BBC things as well, but you'd probably have to go with the remix version, probably.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in agreement. I think the 2024 mix of the track is best. And I don't think that for all the tracks in this album. I think there's a couple later on the album where I think they make perhaps some questionable decisions about where, or some choices they make, which I don't necessarily agree with. But yeah, this is the best version for me. I think also you've got the Trident backing track in development, I think it's called. And it's kind of funny to hear Freddie struggling with the piano on the song. Lots of sweary words being thrown around, you know. Like Roger Taylor says to him, "Let's get this, Fred." Nice just to hear the 4 instruments on the song with all the bells and whistles which were added afterwards.
Yeah.
So it's quite an interesting listen. It's not essential, but it's an interesting listen. And I think you've also got the BBC Session 1 version as well, which is actually not too dissimilar from the album one, with maybe just some vocal... isn't it? Yeah, maybe just some vocal phrasing is maybe a bit more legible. And I think, yeah, when you are comparing, say, the 73 version to the 2024, I think the song is one of the more grander, more operatic songs on the album. So I think it has benefited maybe more than most from the 2024 mix. I think it does sound a bit more epic now. And there's little details we can now hear clearly, like Freddie's piano sounds fuller. I think Roger's drums hit harder. The instruments are more evenly spaced, you know, creating a more immersive sound. So for me, yeah, great job by the likes of Chris Fredrickson and the mixing and production team on this particular track, and by and large the entire Queen 1 album.
Subscribe and follow us on social media.
Earlier in the show, we asked you what notable lyrical references appear in the song. And did you know the answer to this one?
Was it from a paint?
No, it was the mythical land of Rye. That was the notable lyrical reference. Yeah. But I think what you're thinking about is in the...
My Fairy King.
Yeah, there's...
Yeah.
There's lyrics in there borrowed from Robert Browning's poem. The Pied Piper of Hamelin, or Hamlin, I think it is. So they do borrow from that. But yeah, the answer to the question is the notable lyrical reference is the mythical land of Rye.
So basically, I just want to be happy and make a lot of money and buy a lot of things.
So next time out, Paul, next week, we are telling the truth, and we're going to be looking at Liar. Are you going to be saying good things about Liar?
If I'll tell the truth. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, me too. So yeah, thanks for listening, and come back next week for Liar.